We're all given different hardships. You have a choice to make whether you use that energy and that frustration in a positive way. This champion for life mindset, constantly striving for excellence, takes you to another level of being that best version of yourself. I think athletes are one of the few people where your mistakes are always televised. So a doctor can be in a hospital and he can mess up and he's gonna go home to his family and everything's gonna be fine and no one's gonna critique him other than the team that was in that office with him. And so it's the same for every type of industry. A business person can mess up and a teacher can mess up, but nobody's really gonna know at the end of the day. And so for us as athletes, we just have to be comfortable knowing that we're gonna mess up in front of millions of people on television. We're gonna mess up in front of hundreds of thousands of people. And so just being comfortable with the fact that, okay, I'm gonna learn from my mistakes and I know who to block out, who to listen to, only taking advice from your coaches. I love that.
I would say like fighting negativity is really hard sometimes, like it is. And ultimately it's our responsibility to avoid it and fight it. But sometimes it's hard to get away from it sometimes. But I think one thing that kind of keeps me going, I think it was a really funny deal they had going on where they had one of the ESPN announcers or whatever it was run a 40 time. And they have all these guys out there, they're grading players and they're doing this and doing that. And the same guy that grades players and gives them 5 stars or says they're going to be the first pick of this draft, and they can't even run a 40 without pulling a hamstring. I think that's really funny. So I think sometimes you have to step back and make the negativity like comical. You have to kind of just let it roll off your back. You have to have thick skin, and ultimately it's our responsibility to influence others positively or negatively. So you got to let it roll off your back. You cannot respond. You cannot react, and really you just have to hold yourself to a higher standard and just not let it get to you.
So I feel like we're in the performance industry, man. Like we're always gonna have critiques or people critiquing us in our play. But the thing is, like you were saying, they could never step foot on the field. Never. Like back when they were in high school and college, they didn't get an opportunity to even smell a football. So how am I gonna let them affect my play when I know they could never come out here and do this? There's no way for you to even be able to accurately assess my abilities when you had no abilities yourself. So that's why one of the reasons, since I've been in college, I haven't read a single article written on me, not one. Anytime somebody needs an interview or anything like that, I let my media team take care of it. I do my interview, I don't watch it, I don't listen to it. I block out all the external noise because none of them matter. It only matters what my teammates and my coaches think of me. Because on game days, that's the only people I have to play with. I don't have to play with a reporter from Houston that says, oh, Jeffrey McCulloch has stiff hips. Does my teammate next to me believe that I can cover this guy? My hips are good enough to cover him. That's what matters.
Yeah, I would say the best piece of advice I ever got about like social media and all that is like, don't take criticism from someone you wouldn't take advice from. And so like, you know, all those fans on Twitter tweeting at you or, you know, any article written about you, I'd be like, okay, that's cool, everything, like whatever they have to say. But like, other than my coaches and my teammates, like, I'm not gonna listen to anything they have to say.
Everybody has their own opinions, and the only people that matter is the people that's around you. So for the biggest part, it's just, you know, looking at it. Sometimes it can be motivation, you know. One thing that I noticed was my roommate, David Montgomery. Some of you might know who he is. He would try to. He would print out tweets of the stuff people would talk about of him, and he would put it on his wall. And then that was just his motivation. If it was negative or positive, that was just something that kept him going forward. And his work ethic, you know, just as you can see, it took him. He's with the Bears now, and that's just something that I've seen with just social media, that you can just easily take that stuff into motivation. And that stuff can even make you even work harder to your whatever your goal may be. Being able to control adversity, you know, it's going to be a lot of times where you're going to be stressed out with college and school and whatever the case may be. Just being able to control your emotions and controlling adversity and try to look at the positives. I never get too high and never get too low. I always just try to stay consistent and just trying to use my time wisely and be consistent with my routine. One of the biggest things that I've tried to mainly focus on, just being consistent in everything that I do, so never get too high and never get too low.
When talking about developing student athletes, it's a complete 180 for everybody that comes onto campus. Every single morning, we're up at 5 a.m. working out, taking care of business. We're working essentially 2 jobs. We're working a 40-hour-a-week job for football and a 40-hour-a-week job for school. If you want to succeed in both, it is a full-time job. Anytime you get caught up in being a football player, I think it's very important to take a step back and to realize who you are, where you came from, and what you're really about, because football is going to end one day. That might be in 6 months for me. That might be in 10 years for me. I don't know, but when I'm done, I want to know that I left the stage knowing I helped others and I was good to others.
I say like most of the stuff I see on the internet, I don't really engage into it like that. You know, some stuff makes me laugh or whatever, but I don't pay too much attention to it because, you know, it's over the internet. I don't take it that serious. So I know there's people out there that don't really know me or know my teammates or anything like that. So I don't take offense to it.
Definitely.
I think they don't understand what you put into it, you know? So if they don't have any idea what y'all are doing day in and day out, I don't think that you should take any of their comments seriously. I don't think you should take any of the backlash to heart, anything like that. Like, they're just guys behind a computer.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They don't know.
They don't know anything about
Yeah.
it. What's the point?
Also, you're out there for a reason. Like, the coaches, their livelihood's on the line. So they're gonna play the best 11 on whatever side of the ball it is. So you need to understand they're putting their trust in you. So you're out there for a reason. Also, those people talking about you, you know they can do it better than you. So it's like, why would I even worry about what they're talking about?
Definitely.
Yeah, because I mean, coaches say it all the time. Well, I don't know how many on y'all campus, but we got like 38,000. There's 38,000 kids on the campus, but it's only 105 players that play football. So if everybody could do it, then we'll have 38,000 playing football.
Yeah.
But not everybody can do what we can do.
Yeah, definitely.
Same way we can't do what everybody else can do. So it's like, you kind of got to take into consideration that, yeah, we watching them play. Yeah, okay, he made a bad play. But why should I say something negative about it when, am I going to do anything better? Am I going to go take his job?
Definitely.
Or if there's somebody better that's going to do it, the coach will find somebody better that can do it. If there's nobody better, then that's what's going to have to do. So it's really like, if you can't control it, then don't really trip on it. Like, control what you can control.
Control the controllables. And so to add to that, as far as making mistakes on the field and having people talk about it, you know, I know that my identity is not in football. Therefore, the mistakes I do make, I know they do not define me. And so I think for me, that's one of the biggest ways to just push it to the side. Another thing I like to do is, so my uncle always told me this one thing: you either spend your time or you invest your time. So social media, I'm on it from time to time, but I don't spend too much time on it because I feel as though I'm spending my time rather than investing my time. So I would rather read a book or do something that's beneficial. And therefore, I won't really see everything that's going on social media. But it is positives that do come with social media when we talk about things that we see. We see some global issues, some social issues. So that does give me a chance to figure out how I think about those things and my views. And I get to share that with my friends as well. But as far as the negativity from people, man, I can't stress over that. You know, like you said, control the controllables.
I think another thing is understanding. Like, you understand you're not just gonna win all the times in life. We all take losses. We all have setbacks. Just learning from those things and understand that they come with the journey. That's what keeps you grounded, keep you humble. And that also changes your work ethic. Understand that things aren't granted, like you said. And yeah, just keep working, all that stuff.
For OU. This will be a touchback, and Kansas will start on its 25-yard line.
Student athlete life is obviously demanding, a lot of time constraint on that, so you got to be efficient with your time. Obviously, you're going to be tired a lot of times, but having that self-control to help be efficient with your time and effort, you're going to have to persevere. You're going to have to go through ups and downs. It's just not about what's going to happen, it's how you react to it, because something is going to happen to you. It's inevitable, but how you react to that is the most important thing.
Through hard work, you will be rewarded. Just being an example for my family and friends, you know, showing that through all the hard work, through all the criticism I went through, I wanted to prove them wrong. I guess I had a big chip on my shoulder and I just wanted to make my family proud. Little kids, adults, everyone face obstacles in their life. You just don't give up, just continue to push through and just give it all you got. And then at the end, even if you fail, you know that you've given it everything you had. So just, I want to show everyone that that's the mindset you should have with everything.